Good morning, afternoon or evening, whenever you are. A little bit worse for wear. Had an injury. It was one of them injuries, you know when you get a cut on your hand and you're just walking around and you don't actually realise you've got a cut until you see it dripping with blood. Yeah, it was a bloody mess. More ways than one. Didn't realise I cut my hand open until I saw I cut my hand open. But because I was partly way through my second bottle of red wine, the blood was thicker and thinner. It was coming out thick and thin. There was loads of it and it was very thin. But yeah, that was fun. How are you? Mother's Day's over in the UK. But all the card shops, what they've done now, haven't been in them. Where's Greta when you need her? All of the Mother's Day cards have come off, and I presume it's Easter now. So, my point is, why don't we just leave some of the Mother's Day cards out? Number one, people could buy them for next year, but the card shops don't want that because they want that revenue coming in. But there's a lot of Europeans here, and they celebrate Mother's Day on another day, which is later on. So leave them out, get a bit of extra couple of sales for the people who have mothers living in their native countries. See? Nobody listens. Nobody listens to me. They never do. So, right, this is just for the West Midlands now. The bus drivers are on strike. And boy, could you tell this morning. Dropped the wife into work. And that normally takes 25 minutes to get there. Left at the same time. And it took over 40 minutes to get my wife to work, who was a few minutes late. I'm going to blame the bus drivers. Because they've had a very good offer. 14% pay rise. And they've said no. They're going on strike. So when they turned up to the picket lines, one, they're going to be late, and two, they're going to turn up in twos. Stupid. They are stupid. And do bus drivers deserve 14%? Well, with the rate of inflation, everyone needs a little bit of a pay rise. Everyone needs a little bit of a pay rise. By the way, like, share and subscribe and all that crap. Need a pay rise. Everyone deserves a pay rise to help pay the bills and all that. But how are people who use the buses getting to work today, and as and when all this is over, how are they getting to work? Taxi firms are doing very well this morning. Yeah, on the road it was manic. It was more traffic than ever, and no buses. No buses at all. More taxis, about more sort of rental cars, I noticed. You know, when you see the rental cars and people are just paying for the absolute cheapest rental car, they've got the company logo written down the side. Saw quite a few of them today. But no, it's bad. I think what they've been offered was a very reasonable offer, and they said no. Whoever said no. So at the end of the day, they're all bastards. I remember when I had to use public transport, i.e. the buses, it normally turn up late when you need to get somewhere. It's going to be a very long journey, and I don't mean long as in the distance, it's more time. It's going to take forever to get wherever. I remember this one job I had, and it was only probably 5 miles away from where I lived, and I needed 2.5 hours to get there because the public transport was that bad. And when you get off the bus, you thank the driver. What's the response? None. Oh, and when they blatantly see you running for the bus, they just pull off. And they go, oh, we didn't see you. They fucking saw you. They fucking saw you. They know what they were doing. Fucking terrible. Bastards. Stuff them. I think they should get none. You know, I haven't even, in my actual job, I never got 14% plus everything else. Most people haven't got 14%. For the amount of work they do, that is a lot. People are, oh, I wouldn't want to be a bus driver. Well, you don't apply to be one. Oh, look at all the hassle that they get on a regular basis. Yeah, but most of the time they bring it on themselves, don't they? They do. It's like when you go to the supermarket now in England. This is more nationwide now for everyone. Can you get to the supermarket without being asked for spare change? And I don't mean some old dear who's, for the trolleys where you put the pound in. And I don't mean for that, we've got a pound, I've got £5. Yeah. No, I mean these alleged homeless people asking for spare change so they can get completely fucked up and more fucked up than what I did yesterday. Every night. Oh, it's alright, they'll be at the traffic signals, traffic signs, walking up and down. I have the right rant on this one. Walking up and down asking for spare change. I saw a guy yesterday who had to run and get some milk for the Mother's Day occasion because there's all that tea drinking to be done. Not by me, by the mother-in-law. Straight up, this one alleged homeless person had a full banquet of sandwiches and drinks, and some guy comes up, bang, gives him a tenner. £10. And I put the window down and shouted at this guy, look, can you give me some money? I'm not homeless, but I want to get fucked up. That guy's going to spend that money getting fucked up. So can I have some money to get fucked up? Stupid it is. And there's my local supermarket, there's two, one at each end. One at the entrance as you walk in and one a bit further on the car park. So you got two. And there's this poor woman who's just sat in the ditch, quite clean clothed. It's just basically going, yeah, spare change. I can't be asked to work. Spare change. It's like, I want my money to go on red wine. Oh, and the mortgage. Oh, it could happen to you. Well, I'll work very hard so it doesn't happen to me. I would like to spend most of my time getting fucked up. Just sitting on my arse, waiting for the donations to come in. Tax free. Insurance free. No, but I have to go out there and earn it. Subscribe to my channel. Whatever platform you're listening to. We all do. I presume you do yourself. And if you don't, you go and find something. You do something. But the people who just beg, and there's a lot of them, particularly at supermarkets and traffic lights, it's getting beyond a fucking joke. £10 lighter. Bus drivers have only got to work about 20 minutes to get that £10. He's just sat there and got it in one. Bastards. Oh, The Last of Us is finished now. Season 1. Very good, very good. The wife now wants to play the PlayStation game so she can find out what's happening in part 2. However, she's the crappiest video game player I've ever met. She's terrible. It's the sort of getting the axes right she can't get the nag off. And there's quite a few people I know who are like that. You can go forwards, backwards, left, right, great. But looking in a different angle. If it was The Last of Us VR, should be good. I haven't got a VR headset. I don't want a VR headset. I'll be happy to be given one, but I'm not buying one. I don't care which big corporation is trying to sell me one. I'm not buying one. No way. I've got enough in the real reality, let alone a virtual one. It is. And something I've noticed with the game streamers, and I suppose it will be going into VR, so this topic's still going on to that. If you're watching one of these guys, or gals, or whatever, doing their video stream, they've probably got a normal job, and they're out there doing a normal job. Oh, bloody phone. Look at them. If they're on screen, look at themselves, particularly if it's a bloke. Look into their eyes and look how tired they are. They don't look well. They need a good night's sleep. But no, they're going to get their Call of Duty X pointy finger up. Deary dear. I was actually talking last podcast about Resident Evil 4 demo they've released. And I was like, no, I prefer the original. I went back and replayed it, and I was like, oh, this is actually quite good, and I will get it. But I'm waiting for the sale. Because the price of video games have gone up with everything else, except the bus drivers' wages in the West Midlands. They have gone up, and I distinctly remember way back in the day, way back, video games when they came out were around the £50 mark. Brand new, day one, £50. $49.99. And they've kept that for a long time, that price. Long time. And they've only recently gone up, and I'm like, even 50 quid I probably wouldn't be able to fork out now. And then you got to think, it's 50 quid, and then you got to run the bloody thing. You know, do some research on your console and find out how much it actually costs to play your console, games console, PC, whatever, for 2 hours. So you do that 2 hours, how often do you do it? Some people are looking at the price of a game a year just to play on the bloody thing. So you got to pay X amount for your electricity, your monitor bills, just to play on it. And on top of that, it's all these subscriptions, which at the moment, I'm thinking of going back to them, but at the moment I'm not having any of them. I've got the PlayStation one, but I'm just letting that run out. So I got it for the year, but I'm letting that run out. And just play the games that I own. And the Xbox Game Pass, I'm not on it at the moment, but I probably will go back when there's some games on there I actually want to play, because the Xbox Game Pass, it's a good service, it's just the content's a bit ugh. Scream and shout at me all you want for that comment, but I've played them, I've done them, and they're a bit ugh. Give me a Mario platformer any day. I'll be happy with a Mario platformer. Just sit in the corner and be quiet. That's my thoughts on that anyway. But remember, if you want to contact 0121 itsmorgan@gmail.com. Send in your questions. I'm not going to do what most people do and just make up that someone's emailed it. No, I'm waiting for the genuine one. And of course, this is new, it's early days. Very laid back at the moment. Very laid back. I think 2 bottles of red wine and splitting your hand open and blood going everywhere does make you sort of calm down a little bit. And a nice cup of tea. Nice cup of tea. It's amazing what people are like with red wine. Oh, you got to leave it open and let it breathe. I've been into a shop and bought the cheapest bottle of red wine and instantly regretted it when I drank it. Because you can tell there's a reason it's the cheapest one, because it's crap. It is. Well, we had Mother's Day. It's Easter next, isn't it? The next thing the supermarkets want me to fork money out for, isn't it? Easter. Yeah. Damn them. I've worked this out. And I highly recommend you do the same as well. Go and look at an Easter egg. Get the price and just have a look at the weight of the actual chocolate that you get in the pack. Say if it's a particular brand without mentioning a particular brand. Now go and find that chocolate bar and just do the maths to see how much you'll save if you buy that amount of chocolate in the same weight, and see how much money you'll save or lose. That'd be very interesting, because I'd done that, and it was when I'd done it, it was cheaper to buy the chocolate bars rather than the Easter egg. And I'd rather have the chocolate bars than the Easter egg. In fact, I shouldn't really be eating chocolate because all the sugar, things like that, I'm supposed to be cutting down on. It's like even wheat with the carbohydrates and things like that. But then I just had a piece of tiger bread toasted. Oh, it's delicious. I've exercised more. I'll be doing a little bit, because I'm up at 5:30 because the wife has to get up and go out for work. Well, then again, with them bastards bus striking, I suppose I'll be out there doing it now, dropping her in every morning. But no, I've just been doing some light exercises in the morning. And you know what? Only light exercises, I can feel the difference. I really can. I've not jumped on the scales, I've not weighed myself or anything like that. But just doing some light exercises and just walking around, I can feel the difference, and it's so beneficial. I did do a workout video, lean beef patty. I've done a 10-minute ab video. And you know what? She's worked very hard to be a social media presence and the working outside of it as well. But I done that one of her workout videos on her channel, followed it at home. And what I liked about it more than anything, it wasn't patronising. I could do that. I could follow her, the exercises. It wasn't patronising at all. Because I've followed some videos in the past and Jesus, they're just patronising, particularly the yoga stuff. Yeah, I've done a few yoga videos. I haven't made yoga videos, but I've followed them. And there's some patronising ones, particularly when they just turn up in a very tight lycra and bend into this pose that took me 17 years to achieve, and you're doing it in one go at home with no training or stretches or warms up or anything like that. Fuck that. So there's a few. So I'll be carrying on with her. What's up for this week? Well, got some volunteer work to do. Not volunteer work as in by order of a judge. No, it's some volunteer work that I actually do. And I've got quite a bit of that coming up this week. I'll be doing some more podcasts. Going on to the YouTube channel, which is my old gaming channel. Well, it's popped in my head. I'm going to talk about it now. Fuck YouTube. YouTuber buggers. I've got a gaming channel where I've put these videos up. And they're getting some responses and a few comments and likes and dislikes. Which is fair enough. That's up to the individual who's watching it. But I've also set up another channel purely for the podcast. The only thing that's going on there is the podcast. They've had no views at all, yet the gaming one's working very well. It's weird. I don't know. I'm going to wrap it up. Yes, wrap it up. Where's my mouse? There. So if you want to contact the show, it's 0121 itsmorgan@gmail.com. Thank you very much, and let's see if I can perk up for the next one. I think I'll lay off the wine for the rest of the week. Anyway, you take care of yourselves and ta-ra a bit.